The stocks discussed on Phil's Gang are not in any way a recommendation or solicitation to buy, sell, or hold. If considering acting on information presented, we first recommend you seek out a competent, licensed professional for advice. Get ready for the radio show that tells you what Wall Street doesn't want you to know.
Oh, I'm a money magnet. Money's coming to me. Money sets me free. I'm a money magnet. Money's coming to me.
It's your daily dose of how to manage your money. And now it's time for Phil's Gang on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. With your host, Phil Grandy.
Quite frankly, I think this rally has legs. I think it can continue to go forward. I think the vaccine coming, I know the rollout's been a little slow. We've got a big week this week with Georgia and then the confirmation.
The rally doesn't have legs. It has stimulus. It has stimulus to printing of money. That's the stimulus. That's what it has. It has no legs. There's no legs under this economy. This economy has never recovered. What do you mean, legs? What are you, nuts? Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, Phil's Gang. Today, I'm looking right now on TV, the protesters. They're all over the Capitol. Matter of fact, it's in a lockdown. Before I begin, I just going to, again, I don't talk politics much because my job is to make you money. But this ties back into money. Last night was a big loss, Georgia. It was a huge loss. Now, but it didn't begin last night. That loss did not begin last night. That loss began a long time ago. When you have 63% of the people, okay, 63% of the people, they have hardly any savings. They're not going to be able to retire. And when you take a look at most Americans, they need more money today than ever before to just live comfortably. And again, few people have money saved. It's crazy. 72% of our workforce, about 167 million people working paycheck to paycheck. See, this didn't begin last night. That loss, okay, began far earlier. Matter of fact, that loss started 20 years ago. Started in our schools with our educators, like Bernie Sanders and his wife, educators. They started to take parking space in our kids' heads to choose socialism over capitalism. Bernie Sanders told the kids to form a government, a socialist government, a Marxist government, over a government like a Reagan government. This is what they put in the kids' heads. Last night, we didn't switch from capitalism to socialism just overnight. Unbelievable. When just recently, the tax cut in 2017, where the corporations got a tax cut from 35% to 21%, about a $1.8 trillion windfall. Main Street didn't feel that. Main Street got no part of it. They're supposed to get $4,000 each, excuse me, in their pocket, meaning that $1.8 trillion was supposed to be plowed back in the company for business investment by which they're going to be able to increase productivity and then their wages would increase by $4,000 a year. That never happened. That $1.8 trillion went into the pockets of the CEOs, went into the pockets of their largest shareholders. That's what happened. Went into the pockets of the 1/100th of the 1 percentile. The George Soros, the Musk, the Sergey Brims, the Cohens, the Carl Icahns, the Perlmans, the Koch brothers, one brother now, Page, the Getty family, the Rockefeller family. See, this didn't begin last night. The call for socialism that didn't happen last night. Everybody said, "Gee, if we lose, we're gonna go right to socialism like it was overnight." No, it wasn't overnight. You know, when you take a family, 53% of our workforce, 167 million people, make less than $29,000 a year. I'm talking a family. Now let's do a budget. $2,500. That's $2,500 a month. That's $2,500 a month. Take their costs: utility bills, power, water, phone, television, internet. Take their car, a couple $100 a month. Health insurance is the killer. That's the big killer. That has been killing families. Put food on their table. They spent the entire $2,500. They have not a single penny left over for anything else. They don't have a penny left for retirement. They don't have a penny left to go on vacation. So they use their credit cards, which the banks that are controlled by the Brims and the Cohens and the Icons are more than willing to loan them money at 17%. Or the stores, they have their own credit cards. They're willing to loan them at 25%. No, socialism, it didn't happen last night. It started much earlier than that. Premiums increased 124% since 2010. Wages up 2.2% against real inflation at 12%. Think about this, 136 million emergency room visits. That's $10 billion a year. That cost is passed on to who? Medicaid. Now, think about payroll taxes only cover half of Medicare, none of the Medicaid. And the cost since 2008 of health care per person has gone up huge. I mean, deductibles, Obamacare, went from $4,000, that's $4,000 for an individual, went to $8,000 for a family. Pensions, gone. Replaced by 401ks, defined contribution plan. 401k, there's no way you can retire comfortably. Just a 2% fee. We're not even talking about the hidden fees. A 2% fee in a 401k just kills you. Wipes out 62% of your money. 62% of your retirement money goes down the drain with just a 2% fee. Most people in 401ks have no idea. So last night, when the Republicans lost, everybody's talking about what's going to happen. Like it was just like last night. Now everybody's going to go to socialism. No, this started in our schools. In 2008 is really when it really started. After the crash, and people lost their homes. They lost everything. What's the first thing they do? The Soros and the Musk and the Cohens and the Buffetts. They go to the banks and they say, we'll buy all your homes, all the homes. So you lost your home, but the top 1%, 1/100th of 1% go to the banks and they buy those homes for like 10, 15 cents on the dollar. Then they say, we're going to rent it back to you who lost your home. And these are the same guys who control the banks, who turn around, they control the banks, they foreclosed on you. I mean, this it's just amazing. So it didn't happen. It didn't happen last night. This has been going on for a long time. This is the problem. So what's going to happen? I'll tell you when I get back.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
Remember, when this market crashed in 2009, it should have never crashed because the chairperson of these two committees, their job was to protect consumers, protect our investments, and they're supposed to ensure that our investments are being monitored. Where were they in 2009 and 2008? They weren't anywhere because they don't do that. They take care of themselves. They protect themselves. They become richer. So you can't depend on these crooks in Congress. The stock market is a great place to be, but you just got to know this is a different market than your grandfather's market. So why don't you, for 30 days, join my gang, 877-600-GANG, try it for 30 days, $39.95. Follow me. I tell you when to buy, when to sell, when to add, and when to run like hell. All I ask you, start making money. Please remember St. Jude.
Don't wait. Join Phil's Gang today and make profits. Go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grain at philsgang.com. You probably heard me on the radio talking about investing in stocks and trading stocks. Well, this is a special message that I am sending out to you. You, the person who is the beginner, who are getting excited. You're seeing every day the stock market going up, never comes down, keeps going up because of the tremendous stimulus that the president is putting into this market. He wants to continue this market going up while the economy's going down. And that's what it's doing. The economy's going straight down. You know, banks right now, worst ever. They've gone down 40%. I mean, everything's going down. Companies aren't making money, but the stock market's still going up. And you got to be very, very careful when you get into a market like this. You got to know when to get out, and that's where we come in. So if you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and have the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgang.com. Join today, free for 10 days.
I've been a Phil's Gang member since 2014. Over that time, I've generated over six-figure profits. Following Phil, his charting system has really been a huge impact on my career and my life. I would recommend Phil's Gang to the mom and pop out there. I would recommend it to parents teaching their children. I would recommend it to grandparents. If you really trust in their system, you will do well.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. With the philsgang.com membership, we bring investors right to the floor, into the pits with Phil's daily live webinar classroom. Get inside market guidance on investing strategies. Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Don't have time to analyze and study stocks? At philsgang.com, we recognize that there are all types of investors, and we also recognize that your time is valuable. So we offer investing programs for all individuals. We offer investing programs for long-term and short-term positions. And philsgang.com provides quick and easy to understand investing videos that only take a few minutes to watch. With the philsgang.com investing programs, you will learn technical stock charting, how to execute your trades, and most importantly, you will gain the confidence to know when to get out of a stock and take profits. Sign up at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or give them a call, 877-600-GANG.
Did you know breast cancer kills 113 people every day?
That's unacceptable.
African American women die from breast cancer nearly 41% more than Caucasian women.
That's unacceptable.
Breast cancer is the leading cause of all cancer deaths for Hispanic women.
Breast cancer is unacceptable.
Together with Susan G. Komen, we're committed to reducing U.S. breast cancer deaths by half.
And we're going to do it by 2026. Visit Komen.org/unacceptable.
When the market's open, we watch the market all day long. And when we see there's an opportunity for a stock, and it's a stock that we've been following, there's a lot of stocks we put on our watch list, and it has to hit a certain criteria. Then when it does, we alert you. You immediately get an alert that says, we bought this stock, X stock, at $30. So you get an alert immediately. What's better than that? I mean, nobody does that for you. But the most important thing, they'll say, okay, here's why we're getting out now, or here's why we're taking profits. I think it's going to go down. Look, the most important thing is this. I want you to be prepared for when the market does tank or rally, that you're with us, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG. Join my gang right now, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG, and you'll be in position, and you'll sleep at night, and you don't have to worry.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264. Welcome back. Learn, invest, and make profits with Phil Grandy. Simply go to philsgang.com. Now, here's Phil.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. Remember to subscribe to my Phil's Gang YouTube channel to get both my live and archived radio shows. Also, my free Phil's Take on the stock market. Also, sign up and get a free 10-day chart and membership trial. That's right. Listen to me on my YouTube channel. And also, every Friday, I post my take on the market, the economy, what's going to happen. It's free. And please press subscribe, like, share. That's every Friday. And those are good segments. I mean, I put a lot of thought in those during the week, and they're free. You should check that out. But again, please listen to my show on a YouTube channel. Now, we're talking about, and I'm going to get to the economy in a moment, but think about this. 68.7% of Americans who are nearing retirement have less than $25,000 put away. What are you, nuts? 1 in 4 don't even have $1,000 saved. See, this is what happened last night. This is what happened last night. Now, again, when you have, go back and take a look at, let's say, in 2008, when they started with QE. Remember the big lie. They said we're going to print, the Federal Reserve is going to print all this money, and they printed $3 trillion over 4 years. They are printing now $3 trillion in one day. $3 trillion in one day compared to 4 years. I mean, money printing has gone wild. They're destroying your purchasing power. First of all, your wages aren't going up because of the inflation. They lie to us about inflation being targeted at 2% when it's 12%, even higher. How can I say it's 2% when the stock market went up 450%? That's insane. Also, with the fractional system we have, on $10,000 you deposit in a bank, they turn around and create $19,000. What are you, nuts? No, this deal that last night everyone said now we're going to go face socialism. No, this started long ago, and not only that, but again, in 2008 is when it really became severe. Because in 2008, when they printed that money for quantitative easing, for QE, that was, first of all, when you're printing money and you're giving to a select few people so they can go and buy their own shares, so they, the CEOs, are making an extra $7 million a year. That's the extra on top of their average $35 million. But the guy that's working for him, he's getting his job. He's getting either laid off or he's now going from full-time to part-time, from part-time to poverty. QE, quantitative easing, is just a big fancy word for screwing you. They print the money and they go buy their own shares. How is that any good? Instead of taking that money and putting it into their business so you can get a raise, but you haven't had a raise. Says 2,000. Oh, they say 2%. 2% when real inflation is 12%? What are you, nuts? 4 years to print $3 trillion. 4 years. Think about the money print. It is killing you. It is destroying. You get a paycheck. It's being destroyed by the printing of money. The excess money printing has gone wild. The economy, as I said yesterday, lost $280 billion in wages from February to October, the pandemic. Instead of just printing $280 billion, they print $4.2 trillion. What are you, nuts? And in the 1970s, we had this kind of excess money printing. But guess what? This kind of money printing is exceeding what we had in the 1970s. And remember when interest rates went up 12, 13, 14, 18%? So all this printing of money, what happened back in the 70s, It drives inflation. Prices soar, drives inflation, leads to recessions, leads to loss of millions of jobs, leads to high rates. Why would we be so lucky to think it's not going to happen this time when they're printing more money now than when they did in the 70s and under that situation? Our national debt's not $27 trillion, it's $270 trillion when you pop in Medicare and Medicaid we owe. So why would we be so lucky to think, everything's going to be just fine? Listen to what they're saying. Listen to what these people are saying on these shows. This is nuts.
The big surprise for 2021 is that the U.S. economy and the global economy rebound much.
Oh, yeah, they're just going to rebound. Yeah, they're going to. How do you rebound when you're printing in 30 days $3 trillion that took 4 years from 2008 to 2000? You can't. How can you rebound when we printed $500 billion in 5 days? How can you rebound when you're printing in 6 days $210 billion? Now they're telling us everything's fine. Everything's just going to be just fine. Everything's going to come back. The rally has legs.
Quite frankly, I think this rally has legs.
It's just a total lie. You can't have legs in a rally when you print this kind of money and you destroy the value of money. And when you keep printing money, the inflation soars. But they lie about inflation. They lie about inflation. We've been through this in the 70s. So here they're doing QE and monetization of debt. Big fancy words, which means we're going to screw you. Starting with the QE in 2008, again, print money out of thin air, and they turn around and buy their own shares, so only the CEO benefits and the big guys, the Soros, the big boys. And then when the government has so much debt, and these corporations have so much debt because they're not growing, they print more money, and they go in and monetize the debt. What does that mean, monetize the debt? They simply go in and print the money, and then they buy their debt, their treasuries, put it on their balance sheet, and give them a credit card. More when I come back, how we're going to make some money out of this.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
Hi, I'm Phil Grant at philsgang.com. You probably heard me on the radio talking about investing in stocks and trading stocks. Well, this is a special message that I am sending out to you. You, the person who is the beginner, who are getting excited. You're seeing every day the stock market going up, never comes down, keeps going up because of the tremendous stimulus that the president is putting into this market. He wants to continue this market going up while the economy's going down. That's what it's doing. The economy's going straight down. You know, banks right now are the worst ever. They've gone down 40%. I mean, everything's going down. Companies aren't making money, but the stock market is still going up. And you got to be very, very careful when you get into a market like this. You got to know when to get out, and that's where we come in. So if you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and have the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgang.com. Join today. Remember, when this market crashed in 2009, it should have never crashed because the chairperson of these two committees, their job was to protect consumers, protect our investments, and they're supposed to ensure that our investments are being monitored. Where were they in 2009 and 2008? They weren't anywhere because they don't do that. They take care of themselves. They protect themselves. They become richer. So you can't depend on these crooks in Congress. The stock market is a great place to be, but you just got to know this is a different market than your grandfather's market. So why don't you, for 30 days, join my gang, 877-600-GANG. Try it for 30 days, $39.95. Follow me. I tell you when to buy, when to sell, when to add, and when to run like hell. All I ask you, start making money. Please remember St. Jude.
Don't wait. Join Phil's Gang today and make profits. Go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
I've been a Phil's Gang member since 2014. Over that time, I've generated over six-figure profits. Following Phil, his charting system has really been a huge impact on my career and my life. I would recommend Phil's Gang to the mom and pop out there. I would recommend it to parents teaching their children. I would recommend it to grandparents. If you really trust in their system, you will do well.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grain at philsgang.com. You probably heard me on the radio talking about investing in stocks and trading stocks. Well, this is a special message that I am sending out to you. You, the person who is the beginner, who are getting excited. You're seeing every day the stock market going up, never comes down, keeps going up because of the tremendous stimulus that the president is putting into this market. He wants to continue this market going up while the economy's going down. That's what it's doing. The economy's going straight down. You know, banks right now, the worst ever. They've gone down 40%. I mean, everything's going down. Companies aren't making money, but the stock market's still going up. And you got to be very, very careful when you get into a market like this. You got to know when to get out, and that's where we come in. So if you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and have the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgang.com. Join today, free for 10 days.
Short on time but want to invest in the stock market? Let philsgang.com help you. For only $39.95 a month, you get complete access to all of Phil's powerful investing programs, videos, and resources.
That works for me. Log in, watch the videos, and make profits.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. philsgang.com.
At St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, we're fighting against childhood cancer every day. At the heart of this battle are our donors.
Most of us want to make some type of difference in the lives of others. St. Jude does miraculous work.
The fact that no one has to pay, it's a place where everyone is treated as an equal.
Everybody is welcome here. And it doesn't matter your religion or what part of the world you're from, all that is taken away. It just gives you some hope.
It's just a nice feeling to put your energy into something that really does genuinely make a difference in a child's life.
There's just no greater gift. If we have the ability to help, then we have a responsibility to help.
Finding cures, saving children. St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Find out how you can help at stjude.org.
Welcome back. Are you ready to make profits in the stock market? Why not check out philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
And welcome back to Phil's Gang. They are storming. I'm watching it right now. They're storming the Capitol. Look at the people. I mean, just there has to be what? Got to be what? 50,000 to 25,000, maybe even more. Unbelievable. Look, as I said, the election has been rigged, but the whole economy's been rigged against the working guy. You can't get a wage increase worth anything because as long as companies are owned by Congress, remember, you got to understand, the 1/100th of the 1%. Who are those people? Their net worths are $27 billion. If you're in that group, you have a net worth of minimum of $27 billion, be in that club. You have to have an income of $25 million a year. You're talking George Soros, Leanne Musk, Sergey Brin, Cohen, Icahn, Perlman, Page, and Ballmer, and the Rockefeller family, and the Getty family, and they decide who are going to be the judges. They decide who's going to be the president. They decided this presidential race. They own the judges. They own everything. They own Congress. So the stock market is rigged. When you're doing quantitative easing, think of what that is. It was a felony. But you make money. If you know what you're doing, you can make more money in a rigged market than you ever make in a straight market. Quantitative easing, just think about it, how simple it is. They print money out of thin air. Who? The Federal Reserve. They just print it. There's no gold behind it. I mean, they destroyed 97% of the value of the dollar since the inception of the Federal Reserve, which is nothing more than like a mob-run banking organization. That's all it is. It's a banking cartel. And they own everybody. And they give the money to the 5 biggest banks, which they control, and the 5 biggest banks give it to the corporations. The corporations get it at no interest rates, and they buy their own shares, so they make a fortune, but everybody's working for these companies make nothing. That's QE. Now think about what monetization is. Another big word. Another big word. What is that? It simply means that now they print more money and they go into the government, which is broke, every night when you go to bed. And when you wake up in the morning, your feet hit the bedroom floor, we're another 1.5 trillion in a hole. So what do? They print more money. And they go and buy the government's debt, that 1.5 trillion, and they give them a new credit card. They do the same thing with the corporations. They're all taking care of everybody. Everybody's going to take, except you and me. Now, finally, after all these years, the educators in our schools start to teach. I mean, they're tired of it. They start teaching. They become Marxists. They're telling the kids what's going on. That's how the election last night, it wasn't, again, it started 20 years ago in our classrooms to convince people to go to socialism. But I want to talk about, we're in a situation, how do you make money? Well, if you got quantitative easing, you know which stocks to be with. You follow the institutional money and you make a lot of money. Monetization of debt. Right now, we know the banks. I told everybody to get in the banks when nobody was buying the banks. Look what we did with oil. I mean, my God, just because the market is rigged and we have all this money, this printing of money going wild, you have some fantastic opportunities. Think about gold. You don't want to be in gold. You want to be in mining stocks, gold mining stocks. And you want to buy gold mining stocks when mines are closed, when they're closing the mines down. That's where you start buying. That's what we did. So, but you don't just buy, you also go the other way. You sell short. We bought the mines, just give you one stock, AU, one company. It went up 85%. And then when it came back down 36%, we shorted it. So you made money on the way up and money on the way down. Oil, same thing. On the way down, we made 40%. On the way up, we made 60%. But you got to do both sides of the transaction. Halliburton, another oil. When it dropped, when it dropped about 28%, we were making money as it's dropping. It went back up 61%. We made money. So you got to make money on the downside as well as the upside. That's the trick, and it's easy to do if you have the right equipment. It's like if you go and work on a project and you have the right equipment, the right tools, the right hammer, the right screwdriver. It's easy, isn't it, to fix something? But when your hammer's busted and duct taped and your screwdriver's broken, it's hard to fix something. Well, we have the best tools in the world here at Phil's Gang to fix your financial needs. And try it for 10 days. It's free, and you know I'm not BSing you. It works. Now, the banks, they got a lead. They haven't been leading this market all year. Now they're finally pushing the banks up because they know to stop this market from crashing, they got to have the banks leading. Are we going to have a crash? Of course we're going to have a crash. How can you not have a crash? Now, we had a correction, 33%, right? The pandemic. Before that, we had another little correction, 20%. But I'm talking about a 60, 70% crash. But in the meantime, When the Republicans or the Democrats now are going to take over with their socialist programs, they got to print money. And that means they're going to have to keep printing and printing and printing. And that means there's going to be such inflation. There's only one place to go is gold. Now, when we bought our gold mining stocks, like I said, some were up 80%, some 60%, some 30%. Now, I'm not saying every gang member made 80% or 60% or 30%, but they had the opportunity to, in that area of 80% to make money, or in that area of 60%, or that area of 40%. They know exactly when to get in. We don't tell them you got to get in just, this one spot. There's on our chart that I designed, it has a color code, 3 colors, red, yellow, and green. And it has a little part in there that it's like a sweet spot. You ever see a level if you have a level, you're building something, you have a level like that little bubble, and it stays right in the middle there? On my chart that I designed, we have a sweet spot. As long as you stay in that little sweet spot while you're buying, you're going to make money continuously. When you're selling short, when the stock's going down, as long as that bubble stays in that little sweet spot, just like think of it as like a level. When you're building something, right? You put the level on, see if it's level, you have that bubble. Same thing with this tool. It works so easy. And all we ask is please help the kids at St. Jude. That's all if you make money. Look, gold was up 80% in 4 years. But why does CNBC, why does Fox Business, why did Payne and the rest of those people, Varney and the rest of those dopes, why don't they talk gold? Because gold means inflation. If gold goes up, it means inflation. They don't want you to think inflation because they lie to you every day and tell you there's no inflation. Fed lies about inflation to keep gold prices down. So doesn't Payne and Varney and Maria, all of them on CNBC. They lie. They lie about inflation. See, the worst thing is remember, the Federal Reserve prints money. They don't print gold. Remember what drives gold prices is when you deduct from interest inflation and then it's negative, that's going to drive your gold prices up. So look, we got a great opportunity ahead of us right now. Now that the communists are going to be taking over, there's certain areas that you need to be in. It's like shooting a fish in a barrel, for God's sakes. Be right back.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy. Is your business prepared to respond to any emergency in the workplace? Well, you better be. Let over 30 years of law enforcement experience go to work for you. Boyd Investigative Group is here for all your business security needs. I know. I use them. They're terrific. Call today for your free confidential consultation. 941-724-4535. That's 941-724-4535. Or visit them on the website, BoydInvestigativegroup.com.
License number A1900020. Thinking about investing in the stock market? Go to philsgang.com, where we have over 50 years experience in trading and investing in the stock market. Phil's Gang teaches you how to make profits in the market with stock chart analysis, up-to-the-minute alerts, and always keeping you informed with professional guidance in long and short-term positions. Go to philsgang.com or call one of our professional staff to answer your questions. 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Stop wondering about your financial future and start doing something about it.
Remember, when this market crashed in 2009, it should have never crashed because the chairperson of these two committees, their job was to protect consumers, protect our investments, and they're supposed to ensure that our investments are being monitored. Where were they in 2009 and 2008? They weren't anywhere because they don't do that. They take care of themselves. They protect themselves. They become richer. So you can't depend on these crooks in Congress. The stock market is a great place to be, but you just got to know this is a different market than your grandfather's market. So why don't you, for 30 days, join my gang, 877-600-GANG. Try it for 30 days, $39.95. Follow me. I tell you when to buy, when to sell, when to add, and when to run like hell. All I ask you, start making money. Please remember St. Jude.
Don't wait. Join Phil's Gang today and make profits. Go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
Warning. Google, Apple, Microsoft, Netflix, Facebook, all these hot stocks are going to crash. They're going to drop as much as 60, 70%. Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. Exactly what happened in the dot-com days is going to repeat itself. Remember, 85% of people lose money in the stock market because they don't know when to get out. I fixed that with my color-coded technology chart. It tells you when to buy, when to sell, when to add, and when to run like hell. That's right. Make sure you check it out. It's free for 10 days. philsgang.com. Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. You probably heard me on the radio talking about investing in stocks and trading stocks. Well, this is a special message that I am sending out to you. You, the person who is the beginner, who are getting excited. You're seeing every day the stock market going up, never comes down, keeps going up because of the tremendous stimulus that the president is putting into this market. He wants to continue this market going up while the economy's going down. And that's what it's doing. The economy's going straight down. You know, banks right now, worst ever. They've gone down 40%. I mean, everything's going down. Companies aren't making money, but the stock market's still going up. And you got to be very, very careful when you get into a market like this. You got to know when to get out, and that's where we come in. So if you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and have the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgang.com. Join today, free for 10 days. What, are you nuts? If the stock market can make you so rich, especially Apple and Microsoft and Google and Amazon and the rest, why are so many Americans poor? If the 401k promises you a retirement, then why is it we are in a retirement crisis? Here's the answer. Because 85% of you get out of the market too late. I fixed that with my color-coded chart, which tells you when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out. That's right, when to run like hell. Check it out. You get a free membership and the free color-coded chart for 10 days. Check it out, philsgang.com.
Welcome back. Learn, invest, and make profits with Phil Grandy. Simply go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
And welcome back to Phil's Gang. Well, they're inside the Capitol. They're right on the Senate floor now. Well, you know, I mean, this is nuts. But now they're going to blame Trump for this. But they didn't blame... They didn't blame Pelosi for when the Democrats were going in and torching the cities. And this is the difference. So the Democrats, they go and they torch the cities where they live. They put them on fire. At least the Republicans are smart. They go and they torch the Capitol, not their own city. When you torch your own city, you got to get up in the middle of the night, want to get some butter or milk. You can't buy it because you torched the store, you dope. I never could figure out why people torch their own cities. This is what the Democrats do. At least the Republicans are torching the Capitol. And whose Capitol is it? It's not the politicians. It belongs to the people. So they want to torch their own Capitol? Let them be stupid enough and do it. But look, there's opportunity to make money when there's chaos. And you're going to see right now printing like you never saw. And please stop listening to these financial shows, because the printing is going to be, now that we're going to have the communists, the Marxists, they running the show, they're going to print money for everything. And don't buy gold. You want to buy the mining stocks, because those are companies. They have dividends. They have profits. I mean, that's what you buy. Why do you think we're up over 80%? So join my gang. Try it for 10 days. We'll get you organized so you're in the right stocks. You got to be in the right stocks. When you're going to have this kind of inflation, tremendous inflation, you got to be in the right stocks, because you also got to be in a position when the market goes down, you'll make more money when the market's going down. And it's easy. Look, we tell you every day in a video, every day we tell you what to do with our portfolio. We have a portfolio, a member portfolio, and we have stocks in that portfolio. And every day we tell you what to do with each individual stock. Listen, we posted at 2 o'clock.
Caterpillar, we're going to go ahead and take some profits here as we're rolling.
And he goes on and tells you exactly what to do. Who else does that for you? What are you, nuts? Now listen to the big lie. Listen to this.
And we estimate that banks can buy back 15% of their shares over 2 years with their existing excess.
Listen to this. They're going to buy. Banks now can start buying their own shares back. They had to stop buying it because when banks buy their own shares back, what they're doing is they're selling their inventory, which is money, for stock. That's like an oil company selling their inventory, their material oil for stock. That doesn't work. They had to stop. Now they're starting again. But listen to what he says about the banks. Listen, this guy is just a bold-faced liar.
And what you're likely to see is that the worst of the net interest margin decline, which has been the worst in a century, is over. And the other thing is that credit losses are likely to surprise for the better. In other words, the losses are not increasing as much as people had expected, even before any potential additional stimulus. And by the way, the gold at the end of the rainbow is where we were before the pandemic. Before the pandemic, banks were doing just fine.
No, they weren't. That's a lie. In 2018, we were printing money, the Federal Reserve, every night to fund the banks. Because at the end of the day, they had no liquid. And the banks couldn't loan to each other. That's just another lie. See, charting, you don't have to worry about lies. Charting tells you, okay, I'm going to buy a mining stock, or I'm going to buy Intel, or I'm going to buy Apple. Tells you when to get in, tells you when to add, tells you when to get out. And we're right there with you every step. And if you stay with our portfolio, which is the best thing to do, stay with my 5 stocks. We've been in the same 5 stocks for almost 4 years now. We buy them when they go up. When they go down, we sell them short. We tell you exactly what to do. 5 stocks. Any pro will tell you 80% of the people lose money in the stock market. 85%. 85%. The people who do make money, small group, they only do 5 stocks. They don't go buy all. There's no such thing as the hot stock. Everybody wants the hot stock. They did that for mutual funds. So every day there's a new flavor out there. First they did tech mutual funds, then they did building mutual funds, then they did plywood mutual funds, they did flower mutual funds. It's a scam. That's what they do. If you take you take 5 stocks that are brand names, like my 5 stocks. I mean, these are brand names. It means every institution owns them. How can you go wrong? Every institution owns my 5 stocks. We have, again, and I'll give them to you right here. Think about them. The 5 stocks. Everybody owns Caterpillar. Everybody owns Intel. Everybody owns Goldman Sachs. Everybody owns Schlumberger. Everybody owns Lowe. Every day we tell you exactly what to do. Caterpillar. We'll tell you exactly what to do. It's green. We'll tell you, okay, go ahead and add, or go ahead and take some profits. Or we'll tell you, okay, it's ready to start taking money off. The stock's going to go down. Okay, now it's ready to sell short. Push the button. Push the button. Can't you push a button, for God's sakes? Just push a button. If you can flush a toilet, you can short a stock, for heaven's sakes. It's unbelievable. They make such a big deal of it. So, we know that gold is going to be the only place to go. That's it. I'm sorry. And if they're going to keep doing this monetization of their debt, means the government has 270 trillion in debt. Nobody ever talks about that. They always talk about the 27 trillion national debt. They don't talk about the Medicaid and the Medicare. All that's unfunded. They don't have funding for it. But that's debt. We have to pay that. And you're going to see, again, gold, okay, the gold miners. Think about this. The gold miners are up about 153%. The miner stocks, 153%. You know how many people missed the gold miners? We didn't miss them. And just recently, when nobody wanted to buy the airlines, when nobody wanted to buy the cruise lines, we bought them. But our chart told us it was time to buy. We don't make a move unless we know if the big institutions, if Morgan Stanley and Goldman Sachs and the big insurance companies are buying are buying Caterpillar, we know. The chart shows you money's going in. Now, many times you see a stock going up, $10, $15, $20, but it's red. It's telling you the institutions aren't putting enough money in yet. But you don't know that because nobody's going to tell you that. They're going to tell you buy, buy, buy. But with the color-coded technology, before we buy that stock, we see it's red, right? So we're not, even though it's going up $15, $20, $25, $30, we stay out of it. Then all of a sudden it starts turning yellow. It gives us a heads up. It's going to start turning green soon. Boom, turns green. We start buying. Stock keeps going up. It's green, going up, $30, $40, $50, $60, $100. Now all of a sudden it turns yellow again. Tells you the institutions are pulling money out. Then it turns red. But instead of getting out of the stock, we stay in it. We just switch our position. You just switch. Instead of hitting the buy button, you hit a sell button. But we know one thing for sure. When the amount of money that they're going to start printing is going to be incredible. Incredible. And if you think about it is unbelievable, the consequences. The consequences are going to be just, with all of this printing of money, is going to be just horrendous. I mean, and here's the thing that really gets me. The Congress that they're attacking right now, they're supposed to be about protecting the consumer. They're supposed to be protecting our investments. They're supposed to ensure that our investments, that they're monitoring them. That's the job. That's the job of the financial finance committee, the finance committee, the banking committee. They're supposed to make sure our investments are sound. They're supposed to monitor. They're supposed to make sure we benefit from. That's their job. And they're supposed to make sure that we're keeping the economy on sound footing. And they're supposed to focus on helping the working family. You think they're helping the working family when health care costs keep going up? They don't care about the working family. They only care about what's best for them and making money. So why don't you just join my gang for 10 days? It's free. And don't use your own money during those 10 days. Just do it on paper. You'll see it works. The color-coded technology works. Please, make sure you continue to listen to my show on the YouTube channel and go to my site, philsgang.com, where it says Working Investor Group. Click on and get it for 10 days free. It works, especially what's going on now. Gold is going to go through the roof. See you on the charts.
You have been listening to Phil's Gang with your host, Phil Grandy, on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Remember to visit Phil's website at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or call the office, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.